friends, this is Dr. Amarjit Kaur. I am Professor of Accounting and Business Communication at the Department of Management, Gurugram University, Gurugram. This is my privilege that I am here with you to discuss about learning and performance goals. So, learning and performance goals. So there are two aspects of goals which we are going to discuss today. So friends, in the previous session we talked about what goals are. So, and within those discussions we talked about personal and professional goals. So now we are going to extend the discussion with regard to professional goals. We are going to talk about two aspects of professional goals. One is learning and the second is performance. So both are actually related to your professional part we are talking today. So what is the background here? It is very exciting to start a new job, but this would also be overwhelming for most of the people. However, a variety of measures can be used to support through this transition, including having a plan for learning, performance and personal goals. So, whenever anybody gets a job, of course, it's a matter of pride for anybody. It's a matter of happiness, excitement. But along with that excitement comes over the tension, the stress that how will I perform, how will I cope up with the requirement at my workplace. I have seen the same thing with my son at home, right? So people get job opportunity, but then it sounds very overwhelming because one knows that I need to perform. I may need to learn many more new things which I never knew so far, and that is a cause of stress. That is a cause of feeling overwhelmed. But to deal with this stress, to deal with this situation, there are many ways which can actually help you to transit very well, very smoothly. So we can have a plan for learning, we can have a separate plan for performance, and we may have a plan for personal goals as well. So it's better to have learning, performance and personal goals if somebody is getting a new job or switching from one job to another job, switching career, switching country, switching any kind of industry. So it's better to have learning goals, it's better to have performance goals and personal goals as well to cope up that change or the transition you are going to face. So this is the background. Further in this regard, for that matter, setting goals and then achieving them can help us achieve the sense of fulfillment and even help us achieve greater success. This goal could be your personal life or professional life, and could be short term or long term. So in this regard, when we are saying how to make the transition smooth from changing one job to another or from college to corporate, so there is a transition when you get placed. So for that matter, we should if we set goals and then achieving them, actually once you set them and then you tend to achieve maybe 100%, 50%, 25%, whatever percentage you are able to achieve. If you achieve a certain percentage of goals, it is going to give you a sense of fulfillment, a sense of accomplishment, right? And it can also help you to achieve success gradually. So for a greater success, we need to take small steps. And having these goals being defined for you, that these are my learning goals, these are my performance goals, this can help you to achieve greater success in your career. And these goals both, when we talk about the goals, could be personal life goals, could be professional life, and not only that, certain goals are defined for short term period. So it means we are targeting them to be achieved in short time, whereas there are goals which are based on the long term plan and they are achieved over a long span of time, right? So this is what is the background. Moving forward, that why should we be setting up goals at work? Now I'm talking peculiarly about the work. So at workplace, why should you be setting your goals? So here, Having learning and performance goals set for oneself may result into significant benefits to both employees and employers. These goals help achieve the vision for a business and an individual, such as advancement in career. So, if we set learning goals and performance goals for ourselves, for oneself, then there are many benefits, but these benefits are not only to employee or to employer. Even both employer and employee are going to get benefit out of the goals they set. Any employee set for us, for himself or for herself. So these goals actually certainly going to help achieve the vision of the company, vision of the business. And also, if any individual has vision about the career, even that is going to be achieved. For example, one may have the vision to reach X level in the hierarchy. So this is advancement in career, right? You started here at step number 1 and you intend to reach at step number 8 after 5 years. So you need to have a plan. So you need to have goals which are targets to be achieved. So we need to have both our learning goals, that I need to learn all these techniques, skills to reach to that level, and also need to know how much and what I need to perform, right? What all I need to perform. So this is how these goals can help both employer and employee in achieving the vision of the business and personal vision. Now we will talk about what learning goals are. So learning goals means targets or the goals to develop skills, technical acumen and advancement in one's knowledge required for professional development. One can set these goals for long-term career success rather than short-term accomplishment or achievements. So these learning goals, as the name suggests, title is a very simple concept. So if somebody sets goals for himself that I will learn this skill, I will get or gain this technical know-how, I will gain knowledge about this subject, this area, this domain. So this all is basically we are talking about learning goals. So means one person is one employee, if we talk in the context of a business, is setting up the goal to learn certain skills. It could be that I would be learning R, the software. It could be that I will be learning how to run tally program, that software for accounting people. So forth and so on. So nowadays we are talking about GAI, generative artificial intelligence, right? So to gain knowledge or the idea what GAI is, what is the use of GAI, how can we apply this technique in upliftment of socially weaker section, how can we apply this for the betterment of people, betterment of companies, or how to increase the productivity with the use of GAI. So I am gaining knowledge by reading all this, right? If I want to learn the technical aspect of GAI, I want to learn the real use, developing softwares, then it is my technical know-how, right? Skill could be to communicate that particular GAI, the concept of GAI. So there could be many more skills, right? So these all are actually referring to learning goals, that if I intend to learn about all these things, these are just examples I quoted, right? So we actually are talking about learning goals. And these goals are actually for long-term career planning and certainly helps to succeed in career, which means success in professional life, in career. So these are not short-term accomplishment that I will achieve this. These are actually long-term. One may not be able to achieve immediately any particular skill. Let's say there are people who are not very confident in public speaking, right? So public speaking is a skill. So one cannot, overnight become a very good public speaker. He or she need to work upon him or her, right? So this is generally a long-term career, long-term accomplishment. It's a long-term achievement, long-term goal. So that's what the learning goals are. So now, if you have to design your learning goal, what should you begin with? How should you deal with this? So here, beginning point in designing learning goals should be referring to your career plan, number 1. The next step should be to talk to your supervisor about the opportunities the organization offers and match these opportunities with your current skills and decide upon advancing qualifications, skills you need for higher role or higher level roles. So whenever you decide, let's say you joined a company, a new job, you're very excited, you are overwhelmed, you are under stress, and then you came across this lecture that I can plan my transition smoothly if I think of my learning goals. Well, so you came across this lecture of CEC and you decided to design your learning goal. So what should be the beginning point? That will be the first question coming to your mind. So the beginning point in designing learning goals should be, referring to your career plan. What is your career plan at this moment and in the long run? The short-term career plan as well as the long-term career plan. I want to excel in this role which I am going to join as a software developer, as product manager, and whatever the capacity I have, been offered as. So this is the beginning point, that you are referring to your career plan. I want to reach at this level. What is that level? What kind of profile is that you intend to learn, to reach? Right? To reach to that level, you need to have a learning plan, learning goal plan, right? So the next step should be, once you are referred to your career plan and you got some idea about your learning goals, that I should learn these skills, I should acquire these acumeness, these technical acumeness. Then the next thing should be that you go and talk to your immediate supervisor or the team leader and see what kind of opportunities the organization is giving in that context, with reference to your learning. So I want to be, let's say, designer, the software designer, and after 5 years. But you are a beginner, you just have been given data handling, you have just been given reviewing the software, or to evaluate the running software in terms of gathering information from the website, that how many times the product failed, that how many times there were complaints which were not sorted, and all that. So you can go and talk about the opportunities, and that will give you an idea that where do you stand today and what you should be doing in future, right? So after this, match these opportunities which your supervisor, your team leader shared with you, with the current skills you have. Am I so good that I can reach to that level without acquiring additional skill? Yes, very good. If no, then this is the time to plan for learning goals, and then decide upon that what is the qualification you need to gain additionally. So advancing qualification, it could be seeking a new, or getting a new, earning a new degree, even a new certification, new course completion, and then the skills you need for higher level roles. So you should match these things, that one, you have the plan to reach, this is where I want to reach, and this is where I am today, right? You know that, and then to reach that level, what are the skills required and what are my current skills which I have, which I possess today. So find the difference, match them, and that will help you to decide your learning goals. After this, the next thing I want to discuss is, what are the advantage of learning goals? There are a couple of advantage for learning goals. Number 1, to plan your career. Number 2, to have a real career plan. Number 3, to build required skill sets. And number 4, to develop leadership skills. There are 4 more which I will discuss after a few minutes. So the first thing is about learning goals. The first advantage you will get if you have learning goals defined for yourself, you can actually plan your career very well. Because then if you put up your learning goals on a piece of paper, and you know that and this is what I know, and I intend to learn these goals in next 2 years, in next 1 year, next 3 years, or these skills I want to acquire. So that will help you to plan your career, that if I actually end up acquiring what I intend to do. So this is where I will reach in my career. So you can actually have a very clear plan for your career advancement, because you know exactly what you all have, and where would you be leading to in future in terms of your skills or technical knowledge. Then the second advantage is that your plan which you prepare for your career is not just hypothetical. It is just not vague. It is real. It means because it is being done objectively. You prepare your career plan by objectively reviewing what all you have in terms of skills, acumen, in terms of knowledge, and then you match it with the prospects available in the market. So your planning is real. It's just not hypothetical or assumption based. Okay, I will acquire that. Okay, dekha jayega tab. This is the attitude of people have. But that will not work here in case you put your learning goals well in black and white. So if you do that, your plan is real, right? The third point is to build the required skill sets. The next advantage of learning is having learning goal is you actually end up acquiring the skills you need to, right? So to build the required skill sets, it's not that I want to learn X software. There could be 10 more things which you need to know and learn before you reach to that software, right? You cannot end up learning that particular software which has some pre-qualifiers. So you will actually build a very proper skill set required for any particular career plan, because you are matching, and you are reviewing where do you stand, and you are so this is the major advantage, that you are actually going to end up developing your skills. And not only that, this will help you to develop leadership skills as well. Once you set up your learning goals and you end up acquiring it in actual, this is going to boost your confidence, right? This is certainly a benefit anybody will have. The moment you boost your your confidence, it is going to directly affect your leadership skill. You will be able to speak well, you will be able to convince others, you will be able to lead the team. So it will develop your leadership skill. Though your target was not to develop leadership skill, your target was just to acquire, just to build upon certain skills. But you will end up having good confident personality and as a good leader as well. So moving forward, there are more advantage of learning goals. The number 5 is to increase motivation. Number 6 is to maintain focus. Number 7 is to help in career advancement. Number 8 is to increase job satisfaction. So number 5 is increase motivation. Certainly, if you have your learning goals defined for yourself that I will achieve this, and you end up actually achieving this, your motivation is going to go up, because you are more knowledgeable, more skillful. So you will be developing your good communication because you can speak. I always tell my students that confidence is something which cannot come just because you know the language and just because you know how to speak. That cannot come. There are people who would be very, very good in spoken English, spoken Hindi, but are actually not very motivated, not so good in communicating, because their knowledge is short. They lack in knowledge. So if you really have good skills, good technical skills, soft skills, good knowledge about the subject you deal in or the profile you work at, your motivation is certainly going to go up, right? So this is a very good advantage of having learning goals defined for you. Another point is to maintain focus, because when you define your learning goals, it is a long-term plan. So you may not say at the end, I will have this. You will have to break down your learning goals into sub-learning goals, right? As we have learning objectives. So learning objectives will have sub-objectives as well. So you will maintain focus because your goals are defined, in category wise, time wise, topic wise, skill wise. So you will maintain focus that I will be learning this thing first, then I will move to the next step or next level. So you will always be focused up towards the learning. Then to help in career advancement, this is the most important advantage of having learning goals. The moment somebody has learning goals defined either in terms of skills, in terms of technical knowledge, in terms of learning a process, in terms of learning a market, in terms of just reading, or gaining knowledge about particular market, all is going to help you advance your career. Because learning goals, if being set down, if being achieved, they will help you boost your motivation, they will help you to gain more focus, and certainly is going to help you advance your career. So this is a very great achievement and advantage of having a learning goal. Then to increase job satisfaction, the ultimate objective of anybody is to work and gain happiness out of the work we do. So that should be the ultimate objective, not the money always, right? To increase job satisfaction, actually the job satisfaction will go up if you are able to learn few more skills, few technical skills, and if they are acknowledged. It's not that you just learned and they are not used. So if you are able to apply those knowledge, those skills into projects or the products you deal with, and the management actually appreciates your efforts, your satisfaction will be up. Not only that, if there's no appreciation, even then you will be having satisfaction that I was able to comply with this, I was able to learn this, I was able to learn this new skill, new subject, etc., etc. Right? Your job satisfaction is going to go up. This is the last advantage I would like to discuss about the learning goal. Now I will be talking about few tips for setting learning goals, that how shall we be setting up our learning goals, and if we do set, then what all we need to take care. The first aspect in this regard is ask your employer about opportunities for advancement. Number 2, learn about job role qualification. Number 3, prioritize career goals. And number 4, use template and or consult. So as I said, learning goals are going to help you in many ways, including your motivation level is up, your job satisfaction is up, you are actually ultimately a happy person. So the most important tip is that always talk to your immediate boss, your team leader, your employer, that what are the opportunities for advancement in career, because your purpose of learning is to advance, to progress in your career, right, which you can do certainly, but if you know what is required. You may like to learn about AI, but you don't know your team is already working on GAI, right, generative artificial intelligence, whereas you were just learning about AI. So the second point is learning about job role qualification. So if you learn about job role qualification, it is going to help you develop your learning goals very well. So this is another tip that you should have to define your learning goals. The third is that you should always prioritize your career goal. It's important to set priority for career goals, that this is the first thing I would be achieving, this is the second thing I shall be achieving, and then keep on going in the ladder. So if you set a priority that this is the most important thing that I must know to remain in any industry or in any job for that matter, right? So that becomes your learning goal. And then next thing, what should you be knowing? So these are the few tips that if you prioritize your career, you will accordingly decide the sequence of learning. And the last thing is that use templates, or you should consult your mentor. So you can actually use available templates. Nowadays many templates are available online where which helps you to define your learning goals one by one, step by step. If not, other option could be that you consult your mentor, you consult your supervisor, you consult your family member if you trust, or your friend, and get to know that how would learning goal help you, what is the latest requirement in the industry, what is the latest skill I should acquire, right? So those are the learning goals, and these tips will certainly help you to gain those learning goals and make maximum out of those learning goals which you set for yourself. I hope this discussion will help you to grow your career. With this, I would like to wind up. Thank you very much.